up here, right on that Remnant. That's when Jarex would love to make this move. The Carapace stun didn't come out though, and now the Lasso holding the Wyvern in place. He's gonna have his ultimate, won't get it off. A bit of a buffed gank really for OG.
Wah, jadi gelap ini bro. Nggak kuat anjing CPU-nya.
Nggak kuat, PGA-nya nggak kuat.
Jarex down as well. LGD, they get a double. Can they get the... He will escape. A nice save. LGD will not go down quietly. And OG continue to scrap to maintain their lead.
Very good play by Maybe there. He knew he got hit by the bow buff, so he just went in, even though he had like 10% health at that point and very low mana. He knew that he wasn't going to die. Like you mentioned, LGD, again, their game plan is to slow down the game, make sure Sven gets a dagger. I think that's going to be the next point where LGD has a kind of a big power spike. And for now, just maintain your presence on the map with those Bat Riders. Bat Rider's struggling. You know, he's got the early blink, but since then he's only been able to find 1 or 2 ganks.
It's such a hard bat game, right? Like the Nyx alone is a problem. Someone you go on can maybe be saved by the Wyvern, but here comes Maybe trying to jump that Wyvern, locking him down. Good nuke damage coming through and gets the kill. Yep, a nice pick for LGD. Space created. Still the bat holding the Lasso in reserve.
You say it's a bad game. It's also to me a very bad Wyvern game. Co-Embrace to me does very little. Only is good against the Sven. A lot of these heroes have magic damage that could layer over the Co-Embrace.
That is true.
And Curse, although a very good spell against the Sven lineup, Storm just gets to run all over you. You know, Wyvern's cast range is decent, but Storm will just go to the backline into every fight and find estimation.
Find Jarex here. Carapace coming out the bow commitment though, and now the Sven getting Carapace, but push back in. Look for the dive from 11. Storm racing through the middle of this, and now the Omni Slash juggled nicely by LGD. It's not very effective, and the curse is there. The curse! Huge play by Fly! Is it enough though? They now chase forward. The stun comes through. The healing ward keeps him alive, but still the lockdown. Still the lockdown. Ana's waiting. Doesn't have the ult, but does have that slow damage. Fly keeps his brother no tail in fighting shape. Victoria hanging on. Ana still swinging that cleaver. Looking for more. Ana's low, but Ana will prevail. He stays alive. The torn from Victoria again. Trying to sell this fight. Taking the course down. He may pay it. Goes for the team. He's gonna make it. He's gonna live. Wow. Everybody hitting the deck, and S4 says, great. Little farming time for me. Finally they leave me at peace.
I mean, that was a 5v4 engagement, and OG still came out ahead. Of course, like you mentioned, S4 got the farming time. He is going to have Blink for the next team fight. LGD, though, still okay one for them, given the situation that they're going through.
You know, you said though, there's a lot of nuke damage to counter this Wyvern, but Fly has been hugely impactful already.
I think the big problem is that they're not taking care of that healing ward. Like that last team fight, the healing ward went from 10, 15 seconds long. That has to be Storm's job. In fact, Storm very easily could take down that healing ward.
Have another look at this fight. Omni Slash, very ineffective as it bounces between quite a few heroes, but man, that curse, it didn't feel like a 5v4. Shaman dies very early in the fight, doesn't get off his wards. Had he done that, it would have been different. So Fly coming up quite clutch there. Ana comes in late and does look for the cleanup. Good blink scream. And for LGD, losing critical heroes, the Sven dies, the Storm dies, those are heroes that need to be farming and accessing the late game. Still keeping up relatively okay, all things considered, though. Only about 1,000 down against their counterparts on the OG side.
Despite the Co-Embrace not being a very effective spell this game, Fly has maxed it. The cool thing about maxing Co-Embrace is that the cooldown. He was able to get off 2 in the last engagement. And sure, you could still damage over it, but I think the healing just overwhelmed LGD's low damage output. Now finally the blink is online on S4. We're gonna have a smoke. This time he doesn't have the pesky Night Stalker to counter him. So I think this
Radiant Scan isn't gonna find anyone, but LGD already knows something's not right. They retreat out. Jarex, the forward scout, hunting for any wayward heroes, but it seems they will back away successfully. 11 now gonna sound the retreat for himself as well. TP's home, at least for now. Bullet dodge. Still farm time. Storm cleaning up that bottom wave, now into the jungle. He will be scouted out here by some dire wards momentarily. But OG are a bit far away to counter them.
Do they have a blink initiate? They do have it on the bat.
OG are a bit scattered. This could get ugly for them. They need to retreat. Jarex is in position to interrupt the chain of it.
Tarik langsung.
Jungle's already retreating. They're just gonna sack Jarex. It's a 2-for-0 that LGD secure. And now they're on the pit.
Yep.
They drop the wards. Commitment to a big objective. OG have no buybacks. They need that quaff ult for the damage, Lumi. I don't know that they can fight this.
Will S4 make a play here? He has the RP available.
They do have such a good AoE combo.
They're taking it down very fast, though. Whatever the decision is, you gotta come right now.
No tail rushing forward. He starts with the Blade Fury. The wards are gonna peck at him. 11 meanwhile blinking in, trying to keep Fly at bay. And now, look for the jump. The curse was committed. It's only on a Shaman. The RP is much better with the cleaving coming out. Might be enough damage. Maybe gets balled into the pit, but he somehow jumps out of there. No tail stays alive. Beautiful embrace. Now the Roach goes to work. OG 6-man, not enough though. Ame still taking him down. Jug down, but Quap is back. They go for the shackles. The Roach dangerously low. In comes Ani. He can clean up the Shaman for sure with the help of Jarex. Dodges the stun though. They're gonna have to chase for a while. That's time they're not working on the Roach. LGD can reconvene. They actually have the Kunkka boat. He's getting the mana right now for it. Do they want to fight? Do OG try to sneak this thing?
It's tough. Nobody has a teleport scroll on the side of LGD either. If you do, you could just teleport back home and have Victoria X you. This is especially important on Storm. He could just get a full mana bar.
He's pretty low on mana right now, but he's going to be getting more soon as OG commit for the Roche. It looks like LGD might just have to give it up.
I mean, imagine if Storm gets a TP, gets X back, and he could make a play at Roshan, but also it feels like OG is just too afraid. They don't have vision over the left side of the jungle, so they don't know what the HP or mana bar is.
This is giving them time. The Bat Lasso's cooled down. The RP not available.
Scan does hit the LGD.
They have the boat ready. Healing ward poking in and out of the pit. LGD know this is happening. Do they contest? Storm to the north. Sven going straight in. Look for the jump. LGD are going to take this fight. Sven has blink start. Trying to find the angle. And now the curse comes out. It doesn't catch a whole lot here. Just the Kunkka. They want to finish the road.
Waiting for the jump.
Warcry coming out. Got two. The boat hits.
Age is stolen by 11. They're going to keep chasing him down. Flying ends. He's going to go down. Jarex, he's X back. He's in the turret. He's going to be dead. They are all dead. LGD making it happen at the Roshan pit.
Every single hero. OG walked into it again. LGD just not getting caught by the Winter's Curse. It only hits a Kunkka, who then gets off his boat anyway. This combo from OG just isn't coming together, Lumi.
2 fights in a row where Curse just hits a single target hero. Sven picks up his blink right before that team fight, so he blinks in. Storm also goes for the Age of Steel. Bat Rider also goes for it. They layer a bow on top, everyone getting the bow buff. LGD, just a perfect team fight at the Roshan, losing nobody.
What a great fight selection by LGD. They know that RP's on cooldown. OG did hesitate. I don't know if they could have killed the Roche faster had they committed, but now things are starting to spiral out of control. Maybe all of a sudden, Bloodstone up to 18 charges on his way to an Orchid. Ana trying to pursue. Yules have the Yules to interrupt the TP.
Without a mana.
Can he win the man fight though? Maybe he's still got a double damager, and I don't think he can take this alone. He's looking for backup, but backup is coming from Victoria. The Torrent coming in. The crashing boat connects, and down he goes. LGD do find another. They're gonna lose Yao mid. But this storm keeps on heating up.
One of the downsides, when you go for these kind of early game fighting items like drums and whatnot, it does slow down your mid-game progression. Is it too early to say, you know, if OG has to play for the late game? They do have power, so that this Juggernaut can eventually get big, but I think then we're getting to the stage of the game where, like we brought up multiple times, Sven Warcry just naturally counters what Juggernaut could give you to the team. I think OG's in a lot of trouble.
These cores definitely will be going BKB heading later, and the Nyx will likely be ineffective. You'd see the intensity on all these players during that last fight.
I think that the looks we've gotten from OG right now isn't true to the potential, right? Like you mentioned, Curse has been only hitting one.
But they don't have... Where's the setup? There's no Darkseer this game. There's no Void, like a more reliable initiation to start the fight. So they're kind of expecting LGD to make a mistake.
They have definitely more setup than what they had last game, right? Last game, S4 was just had to land raw RPs by himself. This time you have Jerax giving you vision. You know, he has he's going for the blink right now. If Jerax could go in and like stuns 2 with the Impale, I think that would make things a lot easier for S4 as well as Fly.
Definitely true. OG going for the wraparound now with the smoke up, but LGD have managed to dodge it, making their own rotation into the Dire Woods. Ame now gonna clean up a couple of Ancients. Can OG find that opportunity to pounce? It's a dangerous moment to take this fight. They're going to start with the Courier. A nice consolation prize, but they'd love the hero kill. Blinking out is 11, away to safety. They might begin their siege. They plant down the wards. LGD are unfazed by this OG aggression.
Look at how safe this push is. They just drop down the wards. They don't commit any single hero. They know
sitting on the far side of the tree line. He's in perfect position to counter-initiate if OG jump on anyone except him.
Yeah.
That ward got planted down behind the trees. 11 is coming from the side. It's a bit of a pincer attack here. Where does OG find their opening? Tower not going to die here, it looks like, but dropping dangerously low. Can OG make a move while these wards are down? Still fighting, at least for now, into some heavy firepower from LGD. Item progression continues up to 19 Bloodstone charges on the Storm. The Orchid nearly finished off for maybe. All the while, there's a Sven with the BKB about to be complete. As you were mentioning, Lumi, OG do have a lot of potential solutions to BKB Sven. In terms of control, they have the RP, they have the Wyvernal, but do they have the damage to kill him?
I don't think they have answers to Sven and Storm. That's the problem. Like, Wyvern could answer Sven, but then Storm is just a direct counter to you. And also, like you mentioned, they don't have enough damage to be killed through the Warcry, at least kill multiple heroes. There is one more smoke available to OG, but this is probably the last one in a while now, and they have to make it connect. Also, I do want to mention that Ana, this is the second time on the main stage where we've seen Queen of Pain being picked, and then goes for this Veil into Yules build-up.
Yesterday was TNC, I believe.
Yes, Cuckoo playing it, and just, it feels like in the mid-game, you become such an ineffective kind of tempo controller type of hero. Yes, he has to get it this game given the fact that X is such a dangerous spell to play around if you don't have Yules, but it just goes back to the last point of picking Queen of Pain into this game. Yes, you do get a good laning stage against the Storm, but it's not like, you know, he did an excellent job against Maybe. Maybe was slowed down, but, you know, Maybe is still in this game.
It does show you the strength of LGD's, like, options for opening up drafts where, like, you're so worried already about this mag that you pick it yourselves very early, and then you leave the Kunkka in the pool because you're banning out the Night Stalker. Like, LGD are going to get something, and something, as it seems, very powerful that even forces Ana into a build he'd ideally not want to go for.
Yeah, more than anything, I think this game also shows the resiliency of LGD, right? Like, wind the clock back 15 minutes, it was LGD essentially losing out all 3 lanes. Maybe was slowed down the mid lane, Bat Rider was dying a lot, and of course that 4-man rundown on the bottom side also kills Sven and the Shaman like twice. So
LGD on the smoke rotation now. Jerax in position. He broke so many to get them this far, but the dust is there. And now the commitment forward from Maybe. Reeling him in, locking him down. Doesn't finish him off just yet. The help comes from Yao. And now the tower waits. No defense in sight. Imagine LGD are going to commit for this. OG hanging back on high ground. They start to creep down. They might want to take this fight. The Nyx does have buyback. Really like such a difficult engagement with maybe way out in front. 20 Bloodstone charges. No mistakes yet from LGD. They'll back away. The next Roche could be coming soon.
Really like the way that they set up that kill on the Nyx Assassin. It was very easy for 011 to commit the lasso to get the kill, but instead they have vision on the Nyx. Storm jumps in, they retain lasso, they get the clean kill, and having lasso allows you to push very aggressively. They're going to get a tier 1 because of the fact that they have lasso. And now OG
or
pops.
Will they?
Oh,
OG again, they've smoked so many times in quick succession. Trying to find these pickoffs.
It was this point last game where we saw a 3-man RP.
Pacer snagged up, stolen from Ana. Will he get his revenge? No, it's 11 creeping in. Fly's been left alone, perhaps a bit too far. Oh, pushed away from the Torrent. Glimmer.
Udah kena itu.
Jarex lurks on the sidelines of the fight,
nggak dikasih
but
minyak.
he's far away from home. LGD moving as a squad. 5 heroes converging on bottom lane. Ame.
It's giving them a lot of
bulwark out in front, and Jarex. That's some danger here. He's in the midst of all LGD. Surely they have some detection.
There is dust on Storm, and that's it. No sentry available.
Do they pop it randomly? He'd really be sad if that were the case, but instead it's Notel gets the jump, but it bounces the Yao. The wards get planted out, awkward positioning. Now the Purge can finish Yao off, but Sven comes a hammering, beating his way through the Juggernaut, forcing him into the trees. 11, meanwhile, still looking for the last opportunity. The Sven not actually, the Wyvern Curse comes through, but he's not hitting anyone. OG are in a full retreat now. Baby's into the backline. He's racking up the kills. They're gonna lose more. The Magnus has been controlled. S4, no RP for you, good sir.
Magnus blinked into a torrent and he just ate it, and then 11 says, all right, sure, I'll last you right afterwards. A chaotic team fight, which I think on paper favors OG because you get better looks at RP, you get better looks on Byron's first, but again, these heroes are so pressured into dropping their ultimates that the ultimates just weren't good. Wyvern was just on Sven just to try to save the Juggernaut.
And you do see some of the weakness of a Juggernaut in these scenarios where he goes in to try and start a fight with an Omni. If that's a Sven, BKB Blink stun with God Strength, that's a kill. That hero's just dead. But Juggernaut is unreliable with the Omni bounces, and not to mention the fact that if the War Cry's out, he might not get those kills anyway. So the hero's weakness is coming into play here as LGD continue to ramp up.
We'll see this fight one more time. The Curse used defensively, and they did such a good job controlling Notel. Notel also committed the spin to use the kill earlier, so he can't spin away. S4 jumps into the the death trap.
Very unfortunate timing. I still don't think that fight really goes well for them.
Let's say that he didn't jump in the torrent. Let's say he gets an RP there, and then what? You don't have Omni Slash, Sonic Wave was already committed. Even if he RP there, I don't think anything happens off of that RP.
Whoa, what I miss?
Sven is just feeling a bit too tanky, and the other thing is Storm was alive and not even in that area of the fight, so he would have had freedom at that point to move around freely.
Kenapa?
OG still hunting for these kills. Jarak got to get scrappy now. They might be trying to cut some waves, but LGD, it's direct and decisive from them as they move around the Roche pit, just waiting for that next Aegis. If you give this Storm an Aegis, Lumi, OG are in all kinds of trouble. The lead starts to look a bit insurmountable. 12, 13K advantage already.
Yeah, LGD also has a gem now. So you see Jirax, he was so instrumental in giving them vision in the last fight.
But here comes the lasso, quick initiation, dragging Notel in deep. The ball comes through, Wards gets a point, but he doesn't have to jump away. Meanwhile, the backline's Ame, cleaving through OG, brings down 1, the commitment from Baby, he gets 2, 3 have fallen, and now OG being routed. S4 on the retreat, he even dropped the RP, didn't get a whole lot out of it. This is going to be the 4th kill of the fight, unless he can pull out a miracle. Storm balls in, he blinks away, looks like S4 will get out of there.
I don't know whether the camera caught it, but S4 just RP'd the ground. I don't think he got hit by anything. I guess there's just a mistake. He had a good look for a 2-3-man RP. I don't know if it was a shaman zapping him or something, but he just RP'd the ground and then blinked in. A rare mistake from the Son of Magnus, but a huge one. Now LGD gets Roche off of that. Well, you were asking, you don't know what maybe he's going to do with the
24 Bloodstone charges, Lumi.
And he's going to get BKB on top of this. How do you kill him twice? 3 times.
He already feels not unkillable, but just very... He has to make mistakes to die right now. We'll see this fight again.
So look towards S4. He's positioning himself, and he just RPs down.
Just whiffed it completely. Didn't look like his blink was disabled by anything, so
yeah,
unfortunate. But again, even if he hits these RPs, I don't know that
to me that was just a defensive one, right?
Like, No Tail just isn't doing anything when you've got Warcry in play.
Yeah.
The Quap going for a defensive build, which, as you mentioned, there are good reasons for, means they just lack damage.
I mean, you could make the argument that, look, you know, you drop the 3-man RP, you give No Tail in power, and he could make something happen. That's definitely a point that you can make. You could follow up with Winter's Curse. What ends up happening is the fact that we haven't had a good RP yet. And I don't think it's, you just have to fall S4. I just think that, like you keep mentioning, where's the setup? It's just so hard to actually land that raw RP, especially if LGD is constantly on the lookout for it.
OG still hunting with Jerax out in front, and if he sees Yao, he might see an opening, but no, the Hex comes out. Quick draw from Yao, now the follow-up perhaps. Zuzana tries to get him out safely. X is there, Torrent to come through, such a good counter to the Carapace, just waiting it out, and then they strike with the God Strength committed, they get the kill, they look for more. Oh, maybe almost finding a third here. S4 will also retreat. It's just OG every time they try to make an offensive maneuver, Lumi. They're getting forced on their heels. Cores are dropping. The game is crumbling a bit. The wards are ready, and LGD be going for the jugular now. They look for high ground. There's no buyback on this prized juggernaut as the blink stun comes in, and now the ward's deployed. Yao could have followed that up with a disable. Banana will get away, at least for now. He's going to try to work these wards down, but it's taking him 2 shots to pop. And now the forward. Here comes the BKB. How do they deal with him? Trying to lock him down with the silence. Is there the Wyvern kicking up his ultimate? Fly will crumble. OG. Desperation time now for them. Ame hammering on structures, trying to bring this tower down. Tier 3 will fall. LGD closing in on the 2-0 sweep.
S4 has to be the man. He needs to look for a perfect RP.
Though, how do you get it off right now? The bat urges him away. The structures are crumbling. Where's that RP? Where's that RP? Now he's silenced. He won't get it. At least not yet. He tries to stay alive, holding on to S4, but the Remnant. Oh, he'll blink out, but again, it's defensive play after defensive play. Lumi, somebody's got to make an offensive maneuver. No Tail's trying for it on the rear, but the Racks are down. They need more.
RP?
Where's that RP? Still waiting. Still waiting. Still waiting. Now he's thinking about Ame, but he doesn't want to walk in. No, finally he strikes, and he does get 2 to follow up. Where's the damage? They can't slay the beast. It's like the bristleback from last game. They've got to kite it out. Great curse. Now they need more. Maybe he's going to give it up. They finally will be able to bring this Ven down. OG get a little bit of revenge here. 4 hit the deck, but they did lose the Racks.
2 racks, or 1 racks down, excuse me. But still, they finally had that look that they were getting. Unfortunately, they're unable to kill the Storm Spirit, so they're not making a dent into that Bloodstone charge counter. But still, good look here from S4. But you're seeing how difficult it is for OG to win these fights. You see the Storm just isolated by himself. Can they actually get off the initiation? No, he's just out.
Maybe zipping away. No Tail now going to push that lane in. Butterfly next on the list for him. Big pickup in this game when you have Empower.
Yep.
Will amplify his damage a lot. Also a great solution to the Sven, who is not looking towards an MKB. In fact, he's thinking Butterfly for now. But wants some evasion of his own. LGD, they got the lane of Racks. They're up 14k gold, but it's not over yet. You see that dip there. A glimmer of hope, and S4 looking for more. X for the blink skewer, and now he's going to get pulled back into the boat. The X, 11 coming through, good Yule Scepter to dodge, but now the lasso connection. He doesn't have RP, he gets pulled way up high. The wards block his path, and they converge. They bring the Son of Magnus down, and now OG must retreat, but maybe's on the hunt. He wants some vengeance, locking them down. Pummeling OG, he'll take out Jerax. It's a triple for him. Ana has to run. Don't poke the tiger, and he's not done just yet. Baby diving in deeper. Ana getting locked down, pulled into the torrent, into the flame break. Can he blink out?
They got
the X follows him to the end, and Ana 2 and Ultra. Maybe is unstoppable now. 30 Bloodstone charges.
Well, they say this is not a maybe hero in terms of the play style, but he definitely knows how to play Storm. Recover from a bad laning start and just went off. As soon as he picked up the Bloodstone, he never looked back.
OG taking risks, and LGD just punishing them so hard. That was 1 blink skewer, Lumi. They lose 4 heroes off of it.
Great Torrent here by Victoria as well. I think this is perhaps his best heroes. His Torrents have been so on point. It's very easy to land Torrent after X, but a lot of these are raw. I still recall that one, the one that he did on Magnus, where he Magnus just blinked into the Torrent. As we see here, LGD cleans up the fight.
Well, LGD are about to break the base and go for that second lane of racks as they push in. Commitment on bottom, Sten hammering on the tier 3, and OG, they have the RP up. This could be their last hurrah. They've got to find that crucial team fight. Buybacks are
Storm's gonna
somewhat there, but they've got to commit soon. Ame jumping in. It's a maybe who gets the jump first. The X committed to drag him back to safety. Now Jarex, the Cold Rain force out. They jump in again. Torrent, perfect setup. The boat crashes through. The Knicks almost dead. Not quite just yet. Still looking for the open, and he won't get it on. The is still in the back pocket. Melee has fallen, and LGD can just look to retreat now. Can OG hunt them down? They're falling so far behind in autonomy. They will catch out the Conga. It's something for them. Victoria dropping the Torrent. It's really not the kill they're hoping for, Lumi. Meanwhile, back bottom, they're looking for more. The Quapult secures that Victoria kill, but already TPing away to safety is the bat. So they only get a Kunkka kill for those buybacks. They blew one on Magnus and Nyx, and they still lost the melee.
It's a tough job for S4. Blinks into Torrents, blinks into Hexes. There's so many ways to control him, so many ways to see him with the Bat Rider scouting.
You desperately feel like S4 needs a BKB, but even then there's the lasso to worry about.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's becoming a game of numbers for LGD at this point. 20,000 gold advantage. Smirking as they get closer and closer to taking the game, taking the series, but now S4, he strikes with the Hex, the clean, Ame chews him up, spits him out, looks for more, LGD chasing forward, now they're going to bring down the Magnus, but they really want these backliners, no tail, running through the river, tries to retreat, that opens the way on mid, where Maybe jumps in, punches through Jerax, keeps on hitting, the Wyvern keeps him alive, tries to go for round 2, but will die in a hail of lightning. Now the silence coming in forward, deeper is 11, no tail with the turn though, he does get the storm.
He's back alive.
Instantly back, he's TP'ing in, he's coming for round 2.
Long jump incoming.
Get ready to ball, fly with the TP, and does make it out.
Anti-climatic
still chasing though. Now he's got a bigger target too. Grabs the Samurai, reels him in, keeps on working. No tails tanky, push back into the flame, and into death. 3 down, no buybacks. This might be Mega's Lumi.
Creeps in the base, so LGD could definitely just hit the buildings. In fact, they will. Ame pops a Mask of Man, his tower dropping fast. Nothing a Wyvern can do about it.
OG, they've had miracle runs in the lower bracket before, but LGD, they don't care about your magic. They're going to try for it here. A decent curse might lose them their shaman. No, he stays alive, and now the boat comes through, connects on fly, a dagger forward. Storm jumping, the silence again. They control the Magnus, they keep him away, and now 11 just buying time for his team. 1 ranged Rax remains in the bottom lane. 11 may die in the fountain, but his team's hopes that TI live on the big stage. They'll hammer at that last lane. How do OG get in here? How do they fight? How can they stand? A Hex, a jump, a Torrent as well, and Ame, immortal in the front lines. They'll use him up. They try to fight on, but now it's the Megas, and now it might be the end. The dream dying here. OG overrun. Ana about to be pulled back in. He tries to fight. Creeps hitting the tier 4s now. LGD, they'll let OG live to fight one more day. One last push. Victoria backing away now, applauding his sacrifice. Good luck, Victoria. We wish you all the best.
Victoria is going to farm some creeps before dying. No,
space, Lumi.
On a little bit.
Space. So much space.
LGD Storm back up to 26 Bloodstone charges after dying at 34, 35. All right, let's talk about Mega Creep defense. OG not GGing out just yet. They have Empower. They have Juggernaut. Queen of Pain, 25 already as well. These some decent heroes against big creeps. But LGD is going to just wait for the next Roche, next Aegis. Oh, hold on. OG going to take that away. If they can get the Aegis.
You say take away. They're going to try.
They thought about it.
LGD have a double damage rune packed in the cannon of Maybe to go with the Lincoln Sphere he just picked up. So if he BKBs here, there's only an Omni Slash and
RP, I guess.
Perhaps a Winter Wyvern ult to even break that Lincoln. So yeah, sure you can RP him, but the question is, can you kill him? And oh, by the way, there's a Sven. Butterfly was completed, MKB en route, and now a jump in. Commitment from Maybe, finds another. And now Ana tries to respond. He jumps in. The team wants to set up on this. This is a dangerous play. Not sure about this from OG. They got to get out. Fly in position. He has the Winter's Curse, but already. Okay. Sven actually dropping pretty low here. Good volley of nukes.
S4.
Do they commit for round 2? They forced out the BKB. They know the storm's not there. The base is being shoved in. The creeps are doing the work, relieving LGD of their watch for now. Still that Roche lingers. The wards are ready. LGD looking for the next stages, the next cheese. We keep our eyes on buyback as well. They've got 3 to their names, only 1 for the Queen of Pain. On the OG side, they're about to be down quite a few lives, Lumi.
Immortality is mine.
LGD might be able to cinch the noose now. They're going to be patient about it. Bottom lane pushing in, top lane pushing in, farming up, perhaps trying to get their buybacks. They win this game, they move on, they take the series. They lose, somehow. OG are going to have a lot of momentum in that crazy game 3.
If LG loses this game, this is going to be a hell of a comeback. OG...
We have seen 3 mega creep comebacks in TI history, I believe. The EGE home series last year, 2 in the group stages this year.
But did they have this kind of a lead? 26k net worth lead, a Storm that is immortal, a Sven that is cleaving so much damage.
It's the stuff of legends. The stuff of destiny.
OG
get their way. A lot of ifs. A lot of question marks. Not the position you want to be in as an OG fan.
Enggak kan dia eco itu.
Creeps streaming in. Again, the creeps aren't the biggest issue here. OG can defend.
Levin's fishing, he's got the refresher. BKB didn't get off the lasso very early, but now he wrangles in no-tail. He's got another lasso available. RP control, but there's the RP. S4 with the trade. Quaffled over the top, skewering to the side. But maybe on the back. Wrecks them all, 3 dead. Look for more. Bloodstone charge piling in. No-tails next. They keep on going. No buybacks on 3. The end is not. LGD slay the beast. They move on.
Woi, menang tuh coy 3. Salah satu. Ini apa nih bang? MVP. Span. Strom aja deh. Pilih berapa sih? Kok bisa 2 ini? Gak bisa. Kok gak bisa sih? Di mana bang? Achievement yang mana?
Strom MVP-nya. Ya.
Mana sih achievementnya?
Predict.
Hah? Ini.
Iya.
Oh iya. Kok nggak kekumpul ya?
Dia harus bener semua.
Cacat.